Welcome to Buddha.say. Today, I want to take you to a very wondrous place, a terrain that appears desolate, parched, and cracked on the map, often deemed a wasteland. Yet, upon this very earth lies a deep-sea sediment from 5 million years ago. There are quietly bubbling mud volcanoes, swarms of wild butterflies that show not a shred of fear, and even a single, tiny guava seed that reveals something profoundly important to us. The place you believe to be a wasteland might simply be waiting for the right seed. So, what about your mind? Is it a barren wasteland or a crystal palace waiting to be opened? Why is it that some people drive luxury cars and live in mansions, yet find themselves constantly chased by anxiety, internal friction, and stress every single day? Today, starting from Tianliao, Kaohsiung, let us explore together how to bring a mind that has long been trapped in a high-pressure state back to absolute stillness. Phase 1, the seed law of karmic big data. Location, Stone Temple, Tianliao, Kaohsiung. For our first stop, I have arrived at the Stone Temple in Tianliao, Kaohsiung. Flawless white coral shrines paired with long corridors of dark sea stones, the entire space exudes a fascinating sense of contrast. It is hard to imagine that the place before your eyes was once a completely desolate wasteland. 30 years ago, a group of Thai migrant workers found themselves stranded here, having lost their jobs with no place to shelter. Master Miaoda at the time possessed very few resources. What she could do was simple: provide a single bowl of vegetarian noodles every day, ensuring they could at least eat their fill. On the surface, it was merely a bowl of noodles. But if viewed through the lens of Buddhism, it was, in fact, a seed of selfless generosity. The kind thought, the integrity, and the compassion you extend today may not return to you immediately. However, it is quietly accumulating in a realm beyond your sight. Just like the seeds described in Yogacara, the mind-only school of Buddhism, they remain hidden within your consciousness, awaiting the right conditions to ripen. Are you perhaps going through something similar right now? You work exceptionally hard, yet see no immediate results. You maintain your integrity, yet seem to get the short end of the stick. You help others, yet receive no reciprocity. You may even be carrying immense pressure on the front lines, bearing countless grievances, and paying a heavy price. Do not be in a hurry to assume you have lost. What you are planting right now is accumulating in a space unseen. This is the first concept I want to share with you today. Your life is not merely a collection of outcomes, it is a collection of seeds. Phase 2A, slice of the mind's desert. Location, Moon World, Tianliao. Leaving the Stone Temple, we arrive at the Tianliao Moon World. Seeing this for the first time, it is easy to think, why does nothing seem to grow well here? The mudstone is cracked, the earth is parched, and the deep fissures look like wounds left upon the land. But as I stand here, a sudden realization strikes me. This is the exact physical slice of a modern person's brain. Have you ever felt this way? The moment you wake up, your brain is already overclocking. Work, KPIs, loans, family, relationships, one thing piling onto the next. On the outside, you might drive a nice car, live in a decent home, and wear immaculate clothes. Yet at night, when everything finally turns quiet, you discover a harsh reality. The more prosperous the outside world is, the more desolate it feels within. The locals have a remarkably vivid expression for this soil, hard as stone in the sun, sticky as mire in the rain. When the sun blazes, it hardens like a solid chopping board. When it rains, it dissolves into a sticky mud that traps your every step. Does this not resemble our emotions? The moment stress hits, your entire being tenses up rigidly. The moment you face a setback, you suddenly lose all momentum to move forward. One moment rock hard, the next completely soft. One moment filled with rage, the next collapsing into tears. This is precisely what we mean by, the environment is created by the mind. Yet, the beauty of this land lies in the fact that even though it is called a wasteland, it does not mean it is devoid of value. Its geological formation itself encapsulates the passage of immense time and a unique sedimentary environment. In certain areas, as long as the right approach is found, it can still nurture extraordinary crops. Therefore, the real question has never been, has this land completely rotted away? Instead, it is, have we found the method to let it renew and grow? Your brain operates the exact same way. You may feel anxious right now, exhausted, and burdened by inner friction. But this does not mean your life has run out of possibilities. Sometimes, pain itself becomes the very gateway to awakening. Anchor 1A Wasteland is not a dead land. Thus, if you currently find yourself in a wasteland phase of your life, please remember this single phrase: there is no hopeless wasteland, only land that has yet to find its rightful method. Driven by this very insight, I have synthesized my personal methods on high-pressure living, emotional calibration, and inner refinement into a digital volume, the 21-day Mental Detox Guidebook for Executives. This is not a call for you to escape the corporate battlefield, but a compass to ensure you retain your absolute stability within a high-pressure environment. Phase 3: The Microscopic Power of Silent Majesty. Location: big and small mud volcanoes, Tianliao, Kaohsiung. Next, we arrive at the big and small mud volcanoes. You might assume that a volcano must be a colossally violent existence. Boom! An explosion. Smoke piercing the sky. But a mud volcano is not like that. When you truly approach it, you will find, on the contrary, that it is profoundly quiet. It simply goes plop, plop, plop. The mud ripples and bubbles slowly. I even used a simple paper cup to collect a cup of this bubbling mud. Holding it in your hand, you can feel an incredibly subtle, living rhythm of life. Yet, beneath this quiet surface lies a tremendous force accumulated through millions of years of geological evolution. Tectonic sedimentation and immense compression have been relentlessly persisting deep beneath the earth, completely hidden from our eyes. Truly immense power never needs to roar to prove itself. A truly stable individual does not need to constantly tell others how strong they are. They simply remain quiet. Stable, continuous, just like the mud volcano, breathing in and out, bit by bit. Anchored to true power requires no roaring. Therefore, when you step into the boardroom tomorrow, negotiate multi-million-dollar deals, or face legal friction, performance anxiety, and interpersonal conflicts, do not let yourself explode at the first impulse. First, bring yourself to a state of stillness. Breathe. Observe. Pull your attention back to your center. Being quiet does not mean being powerless. Sometimes it is precisely because you possess true power that you have no need to roar. This is exactly why I designed a specific set of mind-anchoring visualization exercises within the 21-day Mental Detox Guidebook. Phase 4: The Silent Field and the Miracle of Butterflies. Location: the forest trail beside the big mud volcano. Then, along the forest trail right beside the big mud volcano, something happened that left me utterly astonished. Butterflies. Not just one or two, but swarms of wild butterflies. What was even more miraculous was that they showed none of the fear toward humans that one would expect. I could step incredibly close, even using a 4K lens to capture their wings, antennae, and the exact split seconds of their flight with absolute clarity. At that moment, it suddenly dawned on me. We so often believe that the world is our enemy. And so, we continuously defend. We continuously compete. We continuously fear. We continuously try to control. Yet, when you truly settle into stillness, you will discover that some forms of life have absolutely no intention of harming you. They have simply always been there, living quietly, flying quietly. This reminds me of a cornerstone spirit within Buddhism: compassion. It is not about demanding that the entire universe revolve according to your dictates. Rather, it is about letting your own mind cease its continuous projection of hostility toward the outside world. The moment your inner self begins to soften, the very way you perceive the world begins to transform. Phase 5: The Ocean's Embrace and the Seed of Potential. Location: Golden Coast, Tainan. In the afternoon, I arrived at the Golden Coast in Tainan. The setting sun bathed the waters, weaving a sheet of pure gold across the entire Taiwan Strait. Standing by the shore, you're enveloped by the immense roar of the waves. Compared to the soft plop whispers of the mud volcano, this is an entirely different manifestation of power. One is minutely micro, the other colossally macro. One is inward-looking and reserved, the other surging and boundless. Yet, in the end, they both lead me to the exact same realization. The mind, too, can be like the ocean. The ocean can embrace massive waves, yet it feels no need to grasp onto a single crest of foam. When thoughts arise, let them arise. When emotions come, let them come. When events unfold, let them unfold. But you do not have to follow every single thought. This is what I understand as true nature is like the ocean. The guava seed. Upon returning home, I conducted a very simple experiment. I placed the mud brought back from the small mud volcano on my bedroom windowsill. Then I set a single guava seed inside. A few days later, the solid mud and the living water naturally separated. As I watched that tiny, solitary seed, a sudden realization struck me. Life operates in the exact same manner. We are far too quick to define our entire future based on our current environment. I am in a terrible place right now. My stress is overwhelming right now. I have completely run out of options right now. Yet, a plot of land that appears entirely barren can still give birth to brand new life, as long as it is granted a seed, a sliver of water, and a touch of sunlight. Therefore, do not be in such a rush to despise who you are right now. Do not assume you are a failure simply because you experience anxiety. Do not declare that your life is forever limited to this state simply because you currently find yourself in a wasteland. Anchor 3, plant a seed in the soil of your heart. In closing, I want to leave you with this message. There is no hopeless wasteland, only a mind that has yet to be re-sown. If you are willing, starting today, plant a seed of compassion in the soil of your heart. Plant a touch of stability. Plant a touch of integrity. Plant a touch of understanding toward yourself. Give yourself just 21 days. Allow your mind to begin growing anew. CTA the Guidebook and Hardcore Chants. Driven by this very realization, I have synthesized these reflections and mindfulness practices into a bilingual volume, From Wasteland to Pure Land, a 21-day mental detox guidebook for executives, which is now officially available on Gumroad. If you are currently experiencing high pressure, acute anxiety, or paralyzing internal friction, or if you simply wish to grant your mind a sliver of extra quietness each day, you can click the link in the description box below this video to learn more about the book. Furthermore, packaged with the book is my personally mixed audio bundle, 93 minutes of hardcore Buddhist chants for subduing anxiety. It is my sincere hope that this can serve as an effective tool for you to gradually decompress and settle into stillness after a grueling day of work. Finally, let us return to the very question we began with today. Is your mind a wasteland or a crystal palace? Perhaps the answer is not a binary choice, because the seeds of a crystal palace are always hidden deep within the wasteland. The anxiety you endure right now might precisely be teaching you how to settle into stillness. The setbacks you bear right now might precisely be illuminating the things that truly matter. The path you believe you have mistaken might exactly be guiding you toward an entirely different destination. So, do not fear. Ease your mind. Take pristine care of yourself. And then, plant a brand new seed. There is no hopeless wasteland, only a mind that has yet to awaken. Remember to subscribe to Buddha.say. See you on the path to awakening.